Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hey y'all, it's Gail Trauco with Healthcare 911, and today I have got the absolutely most phenomenal guest in the world, Holly Riddel from and she's from Los Angeles. We've got coast to coast coverage today. I'm in Atlanta near CNN, so and you got LA. We got the media covered today.
That's right. Well,
how are you, Holly?
I'm awesome. Really, really good. Really
you look wonderful.
Well, thank you. I feel a whole lot better for the last few weeks, having a little bit of a surgery, and I feel so much better, so much better. So thanks for asking. I have to
tell the audience, I'm going to brag about you a little bit here. Holly is actually, involved with the stars out in Hollywood, and I kid you not, some of these big folks she's been featured on Good Morning America. Bobby Brown thinks her 0.2 am I saying it right, Holly? 0.2?
0.2. Meet your destiny.
Yeah. Bobby Brown thinks that's the awesomest fragrance in the world. So, Holly, how did you get there?
Oh, gosh. From the beginning, the concept of 0.2 simply came from an article I read that was a scientific project that in 1/5 of a second, we can literally look at someone and feel that rush. And so as I'm talking about it, I'm getting tingles everywhere because it's in the limbic system in my brain. So the limbic system holds your memory, your emotions, and your feelings. So every time I talk about 0.2, I get this rush of serotonin, and it gives me the tingles. So I was so intrigued by how fast we can experience not only love at first sight, but I thought, what if I assigned this powerful intention to our sense of smell, and I made it about self-love and bringing people together and having people look at each other with more openness and wonder, because that's where the joy is, right? That's where the rush is. So, and how I got to the awards, I was nominated. And I ended up getting voted as a finalist, and that was pretty exciting. I have to say, the fragrance, it's unisex. It smells different on just about everyone, and I chose the notes myself, and the first time around, and you're getting the long version of how I got there. For the first time around in creating a fragrance, I was just like, my mind was blown with how many notes. There's so much to choose from. I had to really, like, I literally cried after the first go because it was 6 hours, and I didn't have something that I loved. And the perfumer that I was working with, she said, Holly, take a month. Just take a month. And I meditated. I was like, if you want me to make something that's going to bring people together, you got to give it to me.
Right.
And no kidding, the second time back, the very first blend is what's in the bottle.
Oh,
which
wow.
is crazy. True story.
So did you find a perfumist there in Los Angeles, Holly, or did you have to travel?
Yes, I actually, I found a perfumer that has helped make other fragrances for some large companies, but I wanted it hands-on. I wanted our nose on. I wanted to be able to to choose my notes. And that second time, I literally closed my eyes. And I knew some of the notes that I was really drawn to. And when there were the options, I would close my eyes and go, that one or that one. And I would just, I really was going for what was resonating with me and intuitively what was really feeling good to me.
So how long ago did you develop 0.2?
That was, holy smokes, it's going to be like 7 years.
Is it 7 years ago?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Do you have any stories you can share about people that this has had an impact on?
I've got people that have gotten married.
I need a bottle of that stuff, girl.
I'm telling you. Well, I have one customer, actually is a friend now, that she said it's her superwoman potion. And now she's getting married. Now, this is yet another person, because she says, I put this on and I feel like I can go anywhere and meet anyone. And it's confidence. It's like this superpower that she feels that she has. But that also came from, I documented, I had a video produced called The Destiny Experiment, to prove the power of 0.2 and your sense of smell, and LIMI, love is my intention, the ring, and the commitment to making love your intention. And it ended up, 0.2 ended up on the show The Doctors, and LIMI was also placed on different patients on the show The Doctors, because of the power of love, and then the power of our sense of smell. So the documented video that I made, I took 2 women. I had done this now with some women all over the world, but I took 2 women on an 11-day journey, giving them an assignment each day, doing a video each day. And it was life-changing. It was absolutely, one girl was in an abusive relationship. She ended up out. She's actually married to another person and totally in love since that happened. And the other woman actually, I could share this because she shared in the video. She was married and completely in love with a man that had realized that he wanted to be a woman, and she needed to be with a man. And she was carrying around guilt because she didn't want to leave. She felt like she shouldn't leave. And she was carrying around a massive amount of guilt. She ended up leaving in a loving way. And she is now married and in love. So it's been, I could go on and on and on. A lady in Australia, she was, I believe she's originally from Scotland. I can't remember all this other different, but her husband died, and she was stuck. She was stuck in the house. She would work 6 days on, 6 days off, and never went anywhere, was never putting makeup on, nothing, and it had some live-in adult children. And just she didn't have a personal life. She went on the 11-day journey, and on the 11th day, she put the house up for sale. I'm not kidding. Put the house up for sale, and she's just I see her all the time. We're still in touch, and she looked like a different person, traveling all over. Living life. There's so many stories. I've had cancer patients that feel like, it's really the power of our thoughts. And so what I create, everything I create is around intention, and mindfulness. and have been doing it for over 20 years. So everything, when I realized that our thoughts created our world, our lives, that was it. I was in love with love and wanted more love in my life in all ways.
Right.
I decided that whatever I was going to make was with that intention, and to also help bring people together and create more oneness.
So you put that same intention into your jewelry line too.
Oh yeah.
I know you do, because I see people posting once they get one of your pieces of jewelry talking about what an amazing day they had and how things may have been a little bit grim. And then they open this package and put this ring on, and it's like, oh, it's like it melts like butter. The stress melts away. So, if we could get a prescription for that, we need one.
Well, it's interesting you said that, because one of the doctors on the show, the doctors kept them in her drawer and would give them to her patients. So I had also practiced Reiki. So she would have me come on set of the show and help with some people that had pain while on the show. But she'd literally, there's a video on the site, doctor prescribed not only LIMI, but the fragrance.
Oh, wow, Holly.
So it's some things you just have to follow your instincts. And I thought, well, when I was out in like the fragrance foundation world with all the, all the celebrities were at the, the event, and that's where I met Lionel Richie. And, I'm not kidding you. He walked up because I was so excited. I had just gotten interviewed, and he's like, "You look like you're dancing on the ceiling." I'm like, "I am." And I, of course, I'm always carrying samples in my jacket, and I had them smell and everything. Here I am around all of this type of world, in that fragrance world. And the issue I was having is that it wasn't taken serious in that world, that it was more about celebrity and more about that, and that's not where my passion was. I, of course, wanted a beautiful fragrance, and sure, I'll love to have the celebrities wearing it. But I want the everyday person. I want people using it, looking in the mirror and falling in love with themselves, and putting it on and feeling that connection for themselves, and going out into the world in that way. Because when you have that for you, then everything changes. Every experience with everyone that comes across your path changes.
We needed you today, Holly. The pandemic has been so much stress on people for what now? 15 or 16 months. I travel every week, and I'm an oncology nurse, so I've never stopped traveling during the pandemic. And if there's a time that people ever need a positive mental boost in their life, it's today. It's now. Chris and I both admire your mission. And that was why we wanted to have you on today was, people's mental health everybody needs a boost every now and then. I always have to be the strong one, because, I have patients calling me 24 hours a day. Well, I get tired too.
Well, sure. I mean,
and it's, little things like perfume. That's something I can keep in my clinic jacket pocket. And
hey, I got the travel size. I'll be on a plane, and I'll have every flight attendant come sit with me. I'll tell them what to do. They take it into the bathroom, do the whole thing in the mirror, and it's a love fest. One year, going back to Pittsburgh for Christmas, I took LIMI rings for the entire flight, because it was Christmas Eve that I was flying, and I ended up losing my voice and ended up actually getting sick, because it was a big plane, and I talked to every single person on the flight.
Oh wow, Holly!
And the last dude that I talked to at the very back, it was a pilot, going home, and it chokes me up because his son was in an accident, and they didn't know if he was going to live. And he just looked at me. He said, I don't know who you are, but I didn't have anything to give my wife for Christmas, and now I do.
Oh, Holly.
And I gave him one to put on his son's finger in the hospital. Mm-hmm. And it just was, you know, you can't put a price on these experiences. Like it's, or I don't know, it's just so touching when you can share that kind of compassion and love with someone that is a complete stranger and then no longer is. I always say, you're a stranger until you're my friend.
That's exactly right. And some people I don't think you've ever met a stranger, Holly. I met you about 10 years ago at a workshop. And I was like, I've never seen this lady before, but you were no stranger to anybody in that classroom. Not one. And there may have been 1,000 people in that class. Not, you know, and I was like, now, how is she doing this? So it's kind of almost a gift to be able to tap into that. I'm going to say freedom of being friendly to people. I'm a Southerner and I'm pretty friendly.
I always say I love people. I love people and all people until if someone's going to be mean to me, then I'm going to take some distance, but I don't often get people mean to me. But I love people, and I don't care if it's someone bagging groceries or a homeless person. I put an LAMI ring on a homeless dude. I didn't have any money on me, and I was coming down from Topanga and headed into Malibu, and he's at the corner, and I have a photo of him. I was sobbing because I literally I talked to him, and I'm like, I don't have any money, and I went through the light. The light was green, and I turned around and I went back and I said, if I give you something, will you promise not to get rid of it? Will you wear it? He had arthritis so bad. I took my ring off. I told him what it meant. And he literally shoved it over his knuckle. He said, I will never take this off. And love is all we need.
Oh, wow, Holly.
I was just thinking, you know, I really struggle seeing people suffer, or God forbid, animals or anything. So that sensitivity is where I have to protect myself to a certain degree, because I genuinely care. And, you know, I think it's my greatest gift, you know, to be able to have that kind of open heart and love people. But it's also, you got to really take care of yourself. Like you know, take time for yourself and fill yourself up when you feel depleted from giving. And there's actually a stone I use in the inside out rings. And I've used it in the LIMR rings, and it's called Receive. And it's a pink tourmaline, and it creates love currents, like the eternity sign. So for all the love you give, you get back, and it wraps around you. So consciously and subconsciously, as you're wearing this ring and knowing what this intention is, it's filling you up, because you're knowing that love is coming back to you as you're giving it. So you continue
to regenerate your energy, and you're not so depleted. Hey, Rachel, we see you. You got to keep watching you on YouTube.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, it's been such a journey. I'm trying to write the book.
Yes, that was my next question. Where are we at with the book?
Just keep writing.
I knew you were working on one, Holly. You didn't have to tell me. I knew.
So I have. So there's really two. I've got to get the first one. There's so many stories, and I have someone helping me pull them out because I don't type really well. So she's like, give me a story, and I just rattle on a story, and give me another story, and I'll just rattle, and so that's being put together in a way where each stone, because there's citrine for abundance, and ruby for courage of heart, where I've had some celebrities actually, everyone has something, right? We're not all so secure. And when you think someone is the most secure person, they're on stage, I'd put ruby for courage, so she could be on stage and feel some strength,
feel confident.
Wow, confident. So that book is I'm working on it, but I also have something new. I have something new. It's a consumable product, and it's on the vein of 0.2 and inspiring people to connect. And so that should be coming in less than 2 months.
Oh, wow, Holly. So you'll have a product launch, right?
Yeah, big one. So maybe you'll fly out for it.
I will fly out for it.
The product launch will be in most likely Santa Monica.
Okay.
On the beach. Cheryl
Scott says she never takes her rings off, folks.
Yeah. Well, it never gets old when I get messages. I just, that's why I've got to write the book, because it's all inside me. I just keep, I feel like I'm so full of all this love that I've been receiving from these rings.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this ring, the design, the stone on the inside was a vision. This was not an idea. I was not like, oh, I'm going to do this. It was a vision. And when I saw it, the ring was in the dirt. There was a red stone in it. And in my mind, I thought, well, I was dead, because it was something that was found after I was gone. And I was obsessed. And at the time, I was creating pet products and just got a deal selling my pet products to Target. So I was like, oh, and it was 2 years later that I made the first ring.
So how many years ago was that, Holly? 7 years ago?
No, that was the fragrance. No, my gosh. The vision was 1999. The vision. And so and so the first ring, see, I'm getting the chills again. Oh God. And you guys, I was making them one by one and doing everything. Everything, the soldering. I made every single piece of it. When the very first ones were made, I literally melted silver beads, put it through a big rolling press, formed it into a band, soldered it, did it again thinner, made a bezel, figured out how to solder it inside the ring, because no one would make it for me. And I grew up in the diamond business. I knew all these people. So there was something. I was predestined to make these rings, because for all the lives that they've changed. I've had people say they put the ring on and they felt a rush go up their arm. I do believe that there's energy swirling around everything, and everything is energy. And
I believe that.
Hey, Christina.
Better late than never.
That's right. So happy New Year.
Well, you know what? You never know when your computer decides to do an update. I'm like, really? So here I am.
That's so funny, because another computer was going to do this did an update.
Right?
And I'm like, nah, I'm going to go with the older one. So
I tell you what.
Neil deGrasse Tyson calls it that cosmic thread. If you've ever heard him give a lecture, He says there's a cosmic thread that connects everything in the universe together. So you're right about your energy. And this is an astrophysicist from the New York Center for, I forget what it's called, where he's the head astrophysicist.
Yeah.
It's that cosmic thread. So if Neil deGrasse Tyson says so, I say okay.
Absolutely. I believe that.
I live it. I live it almost daily. I experience it with people.
I do too.
I can tell you when now I can't think of the year, 2012. A company in Peru saw a post with the ring and asked if Lisa Williams and I would be interested in guiding a tour through Machu Picchu. 2 days before that email came in, I had said, I really want to go to Machu Picchu. And Lisa said, where's that? What's that? Oh my God.
I want to go there.
Yeah.
2 days later, I said yes to this email, ended up being inside Machu Picchu, the ruins. Okay?
Right.
I had orchestrated this whole release for a bead. I put a bead on people to absorb what we were going to leave. We were to let down and stop carrying around the pain that we were carrying. And so I was looking for a space inside the rooms that we could do this. I brought the hammer on my bench, traveled with this hammer. There was a circle, and it was like of stone that was up to my waist. And I got inside of it, and I'm not exaggerating one bit. I started bouncing on my feet. Like literally I had to hold on because my body started bouncing. And our guide came over, and he goes, I knew there's something to these rings. I knew there's something about you. He goes, this is where the silversmithing was done. This was where I started bawling. I'm crying.
Wow.
That would have floored me.
Yeah.
I was, and so then everybody came in, and it still makes me emotional because one by one, they allowed us to, these small stones, they allowed us to bust the stone. Each person, I held them as they busted it. And it was just the most amazing thing. It was the most amazing experience. So, and I don't even need an explanation. The feeling, you can't take that away. You can't take that experience. And all of those people experienced it, and
You're still feeling it today. You're still feeling it today.
Yeah.
I do. It keeps me going. Just when I think, oh my God, I can't do it. Am I going to keep making these rings? And then something happens. Someone will call me and say, I wanted to commit suicide, and I have this ring on, and I have hope, and I'm not going to do it. I feel like I'm a part of something bigger.
During the pandemic, Holly, I sent you a link to an article that I was quoted in several months ago.
Yeah.
For the last year, you've been doing a story time with a book about once a week. Yeah, you didn't think people were watching, did you?
Right. They are.
So you're always giving back something. Always giving something back to people.
I just thought a lot of this too is I want to remain childlike in some way and playful, and so I thought, my gosh, we're all stuck, and let's be kids, and I'll read them. I'm reading children's bedtime stories. I did have at one point. Hey, Sandy. I started reading a book, and I thought, I'm going to find some really cool children's books that, and some that are also for adults. And it did start growing, and I keep people. Just the other day, we were like, I missed the stories. So I have a couple new books. I'm gonna keep it. I have to keep it going because I literally get in bed. I'm in bed reading the story to everybody, and I love it. I love it. It's fun.
As you're talking, I just got this message, and I wrote it down right here. Then for some reason you have to have this, and I'm just going to throw it out there real quick, but I don't know if it's a book or jewelry, but it's going to be my own beautiful disaster. I'm my own beautiful disaster. I'm supposed to give you that. It's supposed to be very powerful. I'm my own beautiful disaster. I made me cry.
So.
Write that down. That's for you.
She won't forget.
I'm crying too because that touches. Yeah. Sorry.
Aren't we all though?
Yeah.
Aren't we all? Like it's how we handle things and what we do with it. Do we get better, or do we go deeper into that disaster?
We're all our own beautiful disasters, and what we do with that is our journey. So. Wow, that was powerful. Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that might have to be.
You're supposed to do something with that.
That'd be a great name for a book, Holly.
It's yours. Spirit gives it to you. So
thank you, Christina.
Thank you. It's a female, and she says that you're not slowing down to hear it, and she knew that you would listen. So.
I am. Right now in my life, I'm at this point where I feel like I am speeding up more and more and more in what I'm creating, what I'm saying, how I'm putting myself out there, and I'm not slowing down. And I'm going to speak up more, even more. I'm a big mouth, and I do what I can, but I'm finding ways, and no matter how it is, I'm going to find ways to speak up more and do more, because that's why I'm here. I know that's my purpose, and it has been through my own disasters, my life, what life has given me, but it's everyone. We all go through tough times. No one gets out without tornadoes or hurricanes. I can't remember who. Someone said that to me, that life will always there'll be a hurricane, and sometimes many. So what you just said, it's what Spirit gave. Thank you.
I think it was. I believe that was your guide. You have a female guide, so. Something.
I think I have a posse.
One of them's been trying to say hello. Come on, girl, listen. Anyway, it was very good. It was very profound. So,
I get that a lot. Hello.
Are you working like Gail in the grieving sense of helping people grieve? Are you working in that?
Oh, I do. You name it. Sorry, I don't mean to be like, but I help people that are grieving.
Do you use your? I need to know. Do you use your? And people want to know. Do you use your jewelry as a form of healing for grieving? Maybe.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yes. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
I often, to be honest, I have given away more than I've sold in my whole career.
That's just
I've absolutely, and I will randomly just, if I see someone struggling on Facebook, I contact them and I send them all over the world.
Wow. You and Gail both have special gifts, because grieving is such a difficult time in people's lives, and to reach out and help people like that is phenomenal. I just commend both of you.
Well, thank you. But it's I watched, is it Joan Didion, the author?
Yes.
Is that her name?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So I watched the biography the other day, and I just didn't know what to do with myself.
Mm-hmm.
because her whole thing around grieving. And I thought, and I've actually thought this when I was a little girl. What's this life all about?
Mm-hmm.
What is this? What are we doing? You know, as a little girl, I thought, why are people so mean? Why do they hurt each other? I never understood.
Yeah.
I never understood it, and it never left me. And I think that's been why this journey. And I watched that documentary, and I thought, what's it going to be like, you know, to really feel the grief of someone passing that I am in love with, and I sat with that, and I had to shake it off. They couldn't sit with it too long, because I felt fear creep in of not wanting to do it. And I thought, how can you even go there, Holly? Right. You're in love with love, and that's, you know, if anything is my legacy, it's love is my intention. Mm-hmm. And so, but sitting with that, love takes courage. I mean, it does. Love takes such courage. I mean, being in love. Oh my God.
The hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life was to, when you said that, it reminded me of both my parents dying last year back to back, and let that, and you basically are letting that physical love go. And that is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life, ever. Because my parents were the most amazing people on this earth. They were my best friends. And to let that go, but Holly, thank you. And it is the hardest thing a human being will ever endure, is to just you don't let the love go in your heart, but physically you let that love go. And it is not an easy task.
No.
That's why we need people in this world like yous and Gails and all the other people that are here to support us and give us love and help us through our grieving. Because if it's with your jewelry, or if it's with Gail's kind words and her knowledge in grieving, I personally couldn't have got through this world with losing my parents. And I know many other people feel the same way. We have to have that. You can't just be hanging out there on a rope when two people or one person, I don't care who it is, physically dies in your presence, and you have to let that go. We need you peoples. We do. It's
so much of what I've talked about around what I do and everything I create. In fact, even the new product. I don't think you were on, Christina, but within 2 months, launching something new, and getting people to just look at each other with kindness and wonder. And it's a tool. It's a consumable, but it's also a tool to meet people, because we need each other. We need each other.
More now than ever.
I remember going through a terrible business breakup where it was just horrific, and I felt so alone. And I thought, how am I gonna get through this?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's when I took a 5-day course in silver, like making jewelry. And on the third day, no joke, the first inside out ring was born. I was grieving so badly. I had to get rid of my house to pay for attorney bills. I was sleeping on double air mattress in Reading, Pennsylvania, and
your own beautiful disaster at that time.
I didn't just clip my hair. I got in the tub and I shaved it, and that was before Brittany. I shaved it. I'm not kidding. I shaved it with a blade. I was like,
that was healing. That was your healing moment.
It was. And I still, when I clip, I'm shedding, and I'm ready to get ready for something else. I'm getting ready for something else. But I'll never forget. And this is ended up how I met Wayne Dyer later. Wayne was on. All I was watching was this PBS, and at the time, The Cosby Show, because it was always laughter and fun and love.
Right.
So that's it. Cosby Show, PBS, and Wayne Dyer.
Yep.
Wayne Dyer,
no bad energy.
Your thoughts control your blah, blah, blah. And that's when I went to my sketches of the rings.
Mm-hmm.
It was Wayne. And I ended up on his radio show, told him, he invited me to Hawaii. I went. And that's started this whole other. I met Louise Hay, and Wayne bought a ring, and almost all call up Baron Reed, and I mean, it just exploded because that it just started with Wayne on the radio show, and he's like, this is amazing. But it was
amazing.
What?
You're very passionate. Your passion is amazing.
Oh.
It's infectious.
Wow.
It is.
Thank you.
I love that.
If I'm anything, I can promise you I'm passionate about what
You're
I'm doing.
Very passionate.
I can't help it. I mean, I can't even tone it down. But I'm excited about what's next. I'm super excited, and I hope you guys. I was telling Gail, you have to fly out for the launch. It probably won't be official launch. Won't be the event. The big event will be in LA, Santa Monica, I believe, around September. But the product will be revealed in a couple months. And there's nothing. I got the chills again. There's been nothing. There's been nothing like this ever. And it just came to me, and it's been years in my brain. And I have the idea. That's why I just go, like it's time to do this. But ultimately, the goal is just create more love, and just create more love.
We kind of need it.
So
one person at a time, Holly. Or you touch a life, and they go out and touch a life, and they go out and touch one more. So
it's a ripple.
It's a ripple effect.
This is the 10-year anniversary of LAMI. This year is 10 years.
Wow.
Since I created LAMI, and I created LAMI when I first got on stage and started speaking, and it was used to be a part of the event. That as you experience the 2-day event. Part of the deal is you commit to love being your intention, and you leave with either a ring or a pendant, and it's part of your life. That's it. And I really hope for that to continue. It ended up not, but it's still the movement is still going. I'm not ever going to give up on it, and I may start. Who knows? May be speaking again one day, and who knows? I don't know. But right now, I want to finish this first book, then launch this next product, and celebrate at the launch as well that this is 10 years now that people around the world have been committing to making love their intention. Everything we do, every thought, every movement, starts with an intention. It's more powerful than the law of attraction. There's the law of intention. And when you make it love, your whole vibration changes. Everything. I would test it in a room, and I'd be thinking, love is my intention, love is my intention. People would just walk up to me. Literally just walk up to me. It's vibration, it's energy. And there's nothing better than love.
Have you, I know we only have a few minutes left, but I have to interject really quickly. Are you, or in the future, are you doing now platform events, speaking events?
I have not scheduled it. I haven't scheduled any, but hey,
I can't imagine you not doing that. But Gail, right?
I'd love to.
Yes.
I could see people going, no, I'm honestly, people can be coming to your events.
Yes.
I would come. Because we need those messages of love and how to utilize love. People have forgotten. We need to be kickstarted. People in this world today needs to remember how to love and how to project love. And people have forgotten is we're busy in our own lives, our humdrum lives, or going and blowing and raising our kids. And where's the love?
Well,
and we need people to remind us.
That was part of the reason why I created the fragrance, because, and this was 6-7 years ago. Get off your phone. Get off the iPad. Look around.
Yeah.
This is where the magic is. It's with each other. It's our souls connecting. That's the magic. You're in cyber world. And you could be sitting next to your. You could be sitting next to your next wife, husband, business partner, friend, and miss it.
Yes.
So
I've talked about that.
These moments, and that's part of this project, is not missing the moment.
You're really onto something, and Spirit is very proud of you, and you need to really, really focus on that and get your message out there, because it's going to change the world. It's going to change the world.
Oh God,
definitely.
Holly,
and
you're supposed to finish the book in 2021.
They've
set a deadline for you. The universe has.
No pressure.
No pressure, but I've got 16 books on the market, so I may be able to help you a little. Yeah.
I may take you up on that. I was talking to Glennis McCants, I know we're almost done. Forever ago, over 11 years ago, she said, just effing write the book. That's what her words were to me. And then I talked to her again.
That's what I would
last
say
week.
We're not on the air.
She goes, you don't have just one. You have a couple, Holly.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay.
We need
Holly, tell the audience how they can reach you and see your products and stay in touch with you.
Okay. So HollyRiddel.com will lead you to also loveismyintention.com. My email is holly@hollyriddle.com. I'm on Instagram, all over the place. Holly Riddel, Love Is My Intention. 0.2 is the fragrance. It's a 0, the word written out, point, and the numeral 2.com. That's the fragrance, and also on Instagram. Right now I'm painting bottles for Pride. And
that's awesome. I love that.
They're beautiful.
I want a bottle. I want one.
I got to paint your bottle. You check out the page. They're on Facebook, Instagram. But
I'll check it out.
I hand paint them. Yeah.
Awesome. All anybody has to do is just Google Holly Riddel. It comes out 50 million places, so you're easy to find.
It's been a couple decades.
You've been around. Oh gosh,
you guys are.
We gotta have her back, Gail. We gotta have her back. We have to have her back.
I would say yes, have her back, because I'm going to help her finish this freaking book before December 31st, 2021.
Hey,
that's right.
I am on board. I'm on board before my next birthday, and that's December 25th. I want to have the book finished.
That's right.
You can, girl.
You can. I self-published all of mine, every single one of them,
and they're successful.
You're in trouble.
They are. Yeah,
you stepped in it now.
You
can't walk around it.
You stepped in it now.
No, it's it's just part of what you do, Holly. You've got that. You give so much. That's why we wanted to have you on the show today, so that the audience could feel your energy. Everybody needs to feel better, man. This pandemic it's been a hot mess, as we say in Atlanta, Georgia.
Pretty much.
I'm tired of being depressed. All the patients I talk to are depressed. The doctors are depressed. The nurses are depressed.
Yes.
And I'm like, I can bring 24 Dunkin' Donuts into a cancer center. That doesn't make anybody smile, but except for about 30 seconds.
You're right.
I just made 7 more LAMI rings for every nurse and doctor that touched me in my last surgery. The first one I've already given to my surgeon. She wears it every day. She posted about it. She is now, this doctor is wearing, I said, this is what you do for people. You give them love and hope. And you made it possible for me to say yes to doing the surgery. That's who you are. And we both cried.
You are. You're giving people with their own beautiful disasters hope. And that is what we need. And that's what you do.
Thank you.
And it's
Thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you
Holly,
so
I know
much.
we've had a
I
lot
love
of
you guys.
people listening on YouTube and Facebook to the show live. We have a large audience in Latin America and Guatemala and Nicaragua. Healthcare workers join the podcast while they're working on Friday afternoon.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So anyway, this is Healthcare 911 this week. Holly Riddel, we thank you for your time, and we want to have you back again soon, even before the book's finished.
Let's do it.
We gotta have you back. You
Y'all,
got.
we have a neurosurgeon with Healthcare 911 next Friday. He's a doctor from Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. So it won't be as fun as this show, but we'll see y'all next week on Healthcare 911.
I love you guys. I love you both. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Holly.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye, sweetheart.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.